Today on the Travel Magazine, we will take you to the island city of Singapore, where Sir Stamford Raffles envisioned the development of a nation that has become one of the gateways to Asia. But first, we will take you to the far reaches of Southeast Asia, where we will explore the thriving metropolis of Hong Kong, where wonders never cease. On June the 30th, 1997, the British colony of Hong Kong became the special administrative system of China, with a policy of one country and two different systems. Hi, I'm Jake de Boer.
And I'm Mieke de Boer, and welcome to this special edition of the Travel Magazine.
As a tourist destination, Hong Kong is a kaleidoscope of attraction, with sensational shopping, fabulous food, a scintillating nightlife, and diverse sightseeing. In fact, Hong Kong is a destination where wonders never cease. The 29-square-mile island of Hong Kong faces Kowloon across bustling Victoria Harbour, where ocean liners anchor beside tiny sampans. This pulsing center of Asian capitalism squeezes a population of more than 6 million into its towering canyons of chrome and glass. Yet away from the city's teeming streets with the double-deck trams and buses, shaded parks still offer tranquil escapes for those who practice the ancient art of Tai Chi.
Hong Kong is an international trading city. It's full of vibrancy, it's full of surprises, and it's a very nice mixture between the East and the West. Essentially, 98% of our population are Chinese. Only 2% are non-Chinese. And because of the fact that we have always been a major trading city in Asia, it is very common for us to mingle and mix with foreign friends.
While outdoor markets sell everything from salt fish to 1,000-year-old eggs, Hong Kong is also the world's leading consumer of oranges, with a staggering 166,000 tons sold annually. Established in 1928, Po Lin is the largest Buddhist monastery in Hong Kong, with 3 great Buddhas in its main hall. But it became far more famous when the giant 273-ton bronze Buddha was erected in 1993. Climbing up the stairs will give a magnificent view of this masterpiece. Beneath the high-rise apartments, Aberdeen's harbour is an ideal typhoon anchorage, home to nearly 1/3 of Hong Kong's 70,000 boat people.
Aberdeen is a famous landmark in Hong Kong. Aberdeen itself is a fishing village. A lot of boat people live inside the boat. The whole family lives there. The children do their homework there. There's also a television set inside the boat. They conduct a whole lifetime there.
Many tourists are awed during half-hour cruises through this chaotic city on the water, but most of them still flock by ferry or sampan to the massive floating restaurants in the Sham Wan Yacht Basin. Decked out at night by thousands of neon lights, these opulent dining halls sparkle like diamond palaces.
The word dim sum means it is not a very huge meal. It's supposed to be a snack meal. So the lunch is had with a lot of Chinese tea and the little tidbits of food we call dim sum, essentially snacks. So that's why dim sum is very seldom served in the evening. It's normally served during lunchtime or at breakfast. In Hong Kong, we have this dim sum, slightly equivalent to the tapas in Spain. We have our own Chinese repertoire. We have the savory type, we have the sweet type. It's when you take a whole quantity or a whole range of it, it of course is a meal in itself. So it's a very, very popular pastime for local people. Particularly on Sunday, the whole family will go yam cha, means tea drinking, which includes a lot of dim sum eating.
On Lantau Island, the village of Tai O was once a major fishing port and garrison town, as well as the center of Hong Kong's salt panning industry for more than 100 years. Today a sleeping fishing settlement of 5,000 residents, many of its disused salt pans have been converted into fish ponds. Tai O is called Hong Kong's Little Venice, since most of the fishermen's houses are built on stilts in the narrow creek slicing through the village, which is crossed by a unique rope-drawn sampan. Tai O is still most famous for its saltfish and shrimp paste. Both can be bought at the stalls lining Market Street, wedged between the bins filled with herbs and dried seafood. Thank you, that's very good. I like that. Next, we'll take you to a unique Hong Kong market, which is strictly for the birds. The Happy Valley Racetrack, which boasts the world's highest betting turnover per capita, and those enticing blocks of elegant shops.
I'm selling this bird. Yes, I'm selling it. We will be back with more of the travel magazine just after this, so stay with us. Nice, eh?
Dragon dances are often staged during special events. This one took place at Hong Kong's popular outdoor bird market on Hon Lok Street, where hundreds of birds are displayed and sold. Songbirds have been prized in China for centuries and remain a popular pet in countless households, where their songs are valued more highly than their plumage. The luckiest dine on honey drinks and live grasshoppers served by chopsticks. Also on sale are carved bamboo and wooden cages with tiny porcelain drinking bowls. So is she coming to show the bird or sell the bird?
Just show the bird.
Just to show it.
Yeah. Lấy mài mai ra cho giải. Mài.
She doesn't sell it. I don't blame her. Okay.
The bird market is actually an extremely interesting pastime. Basically, before it was for the retirees. The older generation used to take a bird in hand and go yam cha, go dim sum. And this is very interesting, and they hang the bird on the windowsills and they would exchange the latest gossip. And nowadays, a lot of younger people have actually developed an interest in keeping pet birds, and bird keeping is actually a very good pastime favored by a lot of Hong Kong people.
Hong Kong's affection for songbirds is a startling contrast to its passion for horsepower. While there are more Rolls-Royces per capita in Hong Kong than anywhere else on Earth, the horses at Happy Valley Racetrack are closest to its heart. Today, horse racing is Hong Kong's major method of legal gambling, with more money spent annually on betting than the government collects in income tax. But win or lose, everyone gains, since most of Happy Valley's profits go to such causes as education and conservation. Many of the expatriates in Hong Kong live on the quieter south side of the island, where Repulse Bay boasts one of the most popular and accessible beaches, complete with changing rooms, showers, and restaurants. At the eastern end of the beach is the Flamboyant Lifeguard Club, built in traditional Chinese style and centered around two huge statues of deities, Kun Yam and Tin Hao, the ancient protectors of fishermen.
Repulse Bay is probably the most beautiful strand of beach in Hong Kong. It's a very, very scenic spot located on the southern side of the Hong Kong island. It's very much recreational in nature and very, very much popular with the locals.
On the corner of Hollywood Road and Lattice Street sits Man Mo Temple, one of Hong Kong's most important shrines. It dates from the early years of British rule, when this part of the island was designated for newly arrived immigrants. The temple is dedicated to Man, the god of literature, and Mo, the god of war, whose statues sit inside. From the ceiling hang huge incense spirals, which burn for up to 3 weeks, wafting fragrant petitions for happiness, health, and wealth.
Nathan Road is the shopping street of Hong Kong. It's situated in Kowloon Peninsula, very, very famous. It's a must-do for all travelers. Shopping is the #1 priority. We have a huge array of international goods to choose from at a very reasonable price. We emphasize that bargaining is part of the fun. And in Asia, not only in Hong Kong, bargaining is practiced fervently.
In the heart of Hong Kong's Tailor District, you will find Sam the Tailor.
Nice to see you back.
Nice to see you. Do you still have my measurement?
Yes, you lost a lot of weight.
Oh, no, you wish.
Yeah, I like to show you a lot of good customers have been coming to us for the past few years.
Okay, great.
Yes.
It has become a stop for many celebrities because
And,
of his outstanding reputation as a craftsman.
So can we measure you, sir, now, sir?
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. And my brother will measure you right now, sir.
Okay, shall I take my jacket off?
Yes, sir. Let me help
We
you.
heard about Sam being fast, but let's find out for ourselves. Well, gentlemen, what do you think?
It's good. It looks very good suit, sir.
Well, I'm
Yes.
very happy. You know,
It's like a $1 million man
thank you. It feels great.
with one fitting, few hours to ready, huh?
Excellent. If you're in the mood for shopping, look no further than the world-famous shopping districts of Hong Kong. In fact, Hong Kong is a shopper's paradise with designer fashions from around the world.
The nightlife Hong Kong is a whole range of choices. Temple Street is our night market operating between 7 and midnight every night. And it's an open-air night market, essentially selling men's casual wear, but also a lot of CD shops, or other gadgets, telephone sets, what have you. You name it, they probably have it. It's a little bit like the flea market in a Western sense, but a little bit higher up. So it's a lot of choices for the locals and the visitors alike after dinner.
We will be back with more of the Travel Magazine just after this, so stay with us.
Situated on the peninsula of Southeast Asia, Singapore is a destination of contrasts, with a population rich in cultures and racial harmony. When Sir Stamford Raffles claimed Singapore for the British East India Company in 1819, it was nothing but a jungle island populated by a handful of fishermen and sea gypsies.
Sir Stamford Raffles is the founder of Singapore. He chanced upon Singapore in 1819, and immediately he had a vision that he could develop this place because it was at the crossroads of many places where it's very accessible for many countries to just come over and trade. Well, for anyone who wants to get a feel of Singapore, even if it's just for a short stay, they should take a bumboat ride down the river, the Singapore River, to know a little bit about the history of our river, because that will really give you an idea of how Singapore actually started out. We'll go through two sections. Firstly, the Boat Quay area, where there's this whole stretch of pubs and restaurants.
A bumboat ride takes you on a journey through the harbor and gives you a magnificent view of Singapore.
That is the Merlion, which is the symbol of Singapore. Merlion comes from the word mermaid and lion, meaning that it has the tail of a mermaid but the head of a lion.
Singapore is a country that all races live side by side and coexist with mutual respect.
It's many what did I say? It's many faces and one nation, or it's many people and one nation?
Maybe it can be said that we have many races, but we are still one nation.
One nation,
yeah,
and many races.
That's right.
So tell me, so there are mainly four?
Four races. Actually, the main races are the Chinese, the Malays, and the Indians. Correct? And we have a category under others where they have the Eurasians or the European Asians, okay, and some other smaller religions and races.
So the Chinese, what percentage is the Chinese?
The Chinese has about 77% down in Singapore, and for the Malays it's about 14%. Indians will be about 7%.
A stroll through Chinatown is a must, and you can visit the world-famous tea chapter. With over 50 varieties of tea, you can experience tea tasting at its best.
This is a semi-fermented oolong tea.
Oolong tea.
Hold it with 3 fingers, the thumb, the index, and the third finger.
Am I doing it okay?
Yeah, that's fine. So as you
Or
don't
you're
burn.
just accommodating me.
This is very nice.
Himamand Temple is located in the heart of the Indian district. If you're lucky, you may just witness a wedding ceremony. A must is the Indian market, where you'll taste a little bit of India itself. What's this brass here?
Practically all these items which are brass contents made in India, all right, southern part of India. Now what he's doing is it's already been oxidized with a special chemical. But over and above, he's just using baby oil to smother it so that as time goes, it will not be easily tarnished.
Holy cow!
Yeah.
So it is a holy cow, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say it's holy cow.
So what is this here?
Right, this is called Lord Ganesha. Right, this Ganesha is actually one of our gods. As you can see, our Hindu culture, we have a lot of different gods, different deities. All right, the different deities is actually the same omnipresent who manifests us in different forms. The perception of human beings, what you think that it is Lord Ganesha, Ganesha comes in this form. All right. Now, as you know, Hindu culture, there is no fixed date. BC, AD, there's no. It is called the oldest religion in the world. So now these sculptures or these artifacts which you see here, this, for example, this Ganesha is made of one solid teakwood tree by one sculptor. It took him 1 year, 3 months to make this. And the weight of this is 75 kilograms. And you see the intricate work of it. And it is inspirational because none of these artifacts here are used with pictures or diagrams.
Jake, you know, this is a great city. You know what I like about Singapore? You can travel by a double-decker bus, you can go by a trasha, you can go by car, you can take the river boat, and it is great to get around. I love it.
Or you can walk.
Or you can walk. And you know what I also like? It's a city of many laws. And you know what I like about it? Look how clean it is.
That's right. What do you think of the boat quay right here?
We were here for dinner last night and I love it. You know what? It is very confusing because there must be hundreds of little restaurants.
But you know, these were all little warehouses as I understand it, and the boats used to come here and they've all been converted to restaurants, little bars and so on, and I think it's great. It's really, really great. Well, that's it for this edition of the Travel Magazine. Join us again as we travel the world.